Welcome to this special episode of the CPQ podcast. So I'm thrilled to have a guest co-host today for the first time, and that's Carrie Jordan. Joining me today, we will be celebrating Epicor customers with an awards podcast. And let me introduce Carrie to you. Carrie is the host of the Manufacturing the Future podcast at Epicor and serves as the Group Vice President of Product Management at Epicor. She lives with her family in Richmond, Virginia, and brings nearly 20 years of enterprise technology experience to the table. I'm very excited to co-host this awards podcast with her for the first time. Welcome to the CPQ podcast, Carrie. Could you please tell us more about the new CPQ Awards program?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Frank. It's wonderful to be here and really appreciate the opportunity to join you and co host alongside you as we talk about the Epicor CPQ Awards. So, just very quickly, if your listeners are unfamiliar with Epicor, Epicor is a business software organization. We serve the world's hardest working organizations in the make, move, sell economy. And one of the ways, of course, in which we do that is with Epicor CPQ. We're excited to announce the new Epicor CPQ Awards program. This is the first year that we've done them. At Epicor, we really see our customers use our product to accelerate their business velocity. We're inspired by their achievements, and we really think that you all will be too. So we're very excited to celebrate their success and share the cool things that they're doing, and perhaps even inspire some ideas of your own in your own businesses as you're looking to leverage CPQ solutions and hopefully Epicor CPQ solutions. So that's why we've launched this awards program. We're really excited again to celebrate their success. And we're making awards in 3 categories. Those categories are innovation, collaboration, and optimization. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about each recipient. So, our innovation champion is School Specialty. School Specialty is a school furniture catalog company, and they wanted to give their internal and external customers, a really seamless experience, really at every stage of the shopping and purchase process. And they needed a visual configurator with a strong rules engine and dynamic pricing and quoting that would integrate with multiple systems while remaining easy to use. So, implementing Epicor CPQ, plus also embedding it within their website for customers to use, really empowered School Specialty to create their signature curated customer suggestions for enhancing classroom learning through furnishings and design. Now they're also able to offer their customers more choice and greater support while staying on top of customer preferences. So, congratulations to our innovation champion, School Specialty.
Okay, perfect. Hey, Adam, good to have you for the CPQ podcast. Let's start by telling me a little bit more about School Specialty and your role at School Specialty.
Hey, Frank, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on today's podcast. My name is Adam Halfman. I'm a senior director in the program management organization here at School Specialty. Me and my team were responsible for bringing technology solutions to life here at School Specialty for our customers, bringing unique solutions like Epicor CPQ. To our customers was really fun. We did it across a variety of platforms, and really a unique solution for us that I'm looking forward to sharing with the listeners.
Yeah, Adam, congratulations again on your Innovation Award. I mean, we're very happy to recognize you and to recognize School Specialty. I wanted to ask you, what were some of the sort of initial inspirations behind what you've accomplished with Epicor CPQ and perhaps even your, this innovation journey that your organization is on? I would love to hear more about what was a little bit more behind the scenes. What was going on in your business that was kind of that initial inspiration?
Sure. Yeah, we're kind of unique where we manufacture furniture, we distribute furniture, and in where we manufacture furniture, we offer our customers a lot of options. And with a lot of options comes a lot of configurations and a lot of SKUs and a lot of data. And we needed a solution that made it easy for our customers to find products, but also find a lot of options. we found ourselves at a junction of millions of SKUs. And that meant hard to shop, hard to price, hard to quote, hard to do everything. And we knew we had to make a decision. And we found Epicor CPQ, and it was like an aha moment where we knew we could deliver a great customer experience and meet a lot of the business goals all at the same time. And for us, it was like we started to gain some momentum in terms of how we could achieve the customer vision as well as the business goals, really all at the same time when we learned more and more and more about the Epicor CPQ capabilities.
So that's really interesting because I just had a follow-up question. I was wondering too if you could share a little bit about school specialty and what your organization does. I mean,
Yeah,
because so I'm a mom. I have kids in
sure.
school. Um, also went to school, and it's so different these days. And I'm not sure if very many people, like unless you're going into a school building on a regular basis, know just how different the furniture, fixtures, the types of equipment that really are in schools these days. It's so different, and I think that takes a lot of innovation as well. Would you talk a little bit about how your business has changed and what it's like these days?
Yeah, great question. So, not only are we a furniture company, but we also are, core school supplies is also part of our business. So, everyday essentials in the classroom, pens, pencils, crayons, notebooks, supplemental curriculum, physical education, special needs products, art supplies. But from Epicor CPQ perspective, furniture is where we really focused on, and the traditional classroom that a lot of people grew up with or think of desks in a row isn't really the classroom of today's student experience. So flexible seating, soft seating, easily reconfigurable modular spaces, lots of things that move or are on wheels, little pods and reconfigurable spaces, lots of movement. Um, that's what creates the need to be able to configure, because you want things that can be reusable, repurposable, all in the same space within the classroom to facilitate different learning needs, different education models that happen within the same kind of four walls of the classroom. And even within common spaces of the school, within a media center or a extra space in a hallway, it isn't just blank anymore. There's places for students to study and learn outside of the classroom that are now outfitted with furniture that isn't rigid like we would think of from maybe what you grew up with. Things are softer, things are more flexible, things are more accommodating to every learning need. And that's what we like to bring to our customers, and that's what our customers are looking for from us, and that's what we needed to be able to build within the configurator.
Got it. And one question I had over here for you, Adam, was also so I understand you use the visualization capabilities and the augmented reality capabilities from Epicor CPQ, right? So, and I think everyone who's watching the video can see your nice background over there, right? So I was wondering what impact did that make on the customer engagement and on the customer satisfaction when you started using that tool?
Yeah, so for our customers, right? So a lot of times for schools, when they have the opportunity to invest in furniture, and if you're watching the video and you can see my background and in soft seating, that's an investment that they get to make maybe once every 15 to 20 years. So this is a big opportunity for a school, and they want to get it right. And with augmented reality being an out of the box capability of Epicor CPQ, and for our customers to be able to on their phone configure the piece of furniture down to the pattern and the exact finish that they think they want to have. If their school color is cardinal red and they've got that, right in the configurator exactly how they want it, and they can push that augmented reality button and really see it right in their media center and in their classroom. That's an experience that we were super thrilled to be able to offer our customers, to really excite them and energize them about what could be for that teacher, that administrator, that principal, a once in a career opportunity to remodel and have that type of investment in their school, right? So delivering those experiences for our customers, for our sales team, is really a unique opportunity that the technology has been able to provide.
And let me dig a little bit deeper on this one. Do you have maybe a specific story or a specific customer that you remember where that really made a big difference, where they said, hey, if I wouldn't have had that, maybe I would have bought something different, or this made it really clear? I have no idea. Any specific
Sure.
story that highlights?
I don't have a customer story because this is so new in terms of back to school is happening as we're recording this. So data is just rolling in. But I can tell you a story that does stand out. Demoing this to the sales team and training this to the sales team was quite possibly one of the most fun parts of the project. We introduced it at our national company meeting, on stage, big revealing moment. But then to actually go through the training with them and have them experiencing it, on their device, and going through and seeing, just like you would expect, I'm selecting a premium finish. I'm, selecting a better, leg type on a desk or a table, and the price is changing, and all of those things that you would want to have happen are happening. And then, yes, I can see it right there in front of me. It's those aha moments for the sales team and what they're going to be able to provide for their customer that are really fun. And from our perspective now, as I mentioned, with every day being able to kind of look at the data as back to school is happening in real time for us, it's really great to kind of see the engagement data increasing, the number of options our customers are exploring on a day-to-day basis. It's fun if you're into data to really look at those numbers and see what's trending with our customers.
Excellent. And I have one follow-up questions concerning this one, because you mentioned it, and it's fine if you don't have an answer, but do you have any idea about the adoption rate of your sales team at this point, or is it too early to really say?
Yeah, it's interesting to think about that. So our sales teams have a wide way to use Epicor CPQ. So they can use it on our website. They can use it on their mobile devices. It's embedded within our Salesforce CPQ. It's also embedded in our ERP. So 3 different ways that they can use it to provide quotes, direct ordering, or working with customers. So a lot of different data points coming in terms of how they can utilize it. So I would say in terms of adoption, orders look great. So I would say full on, they're using it.
Agreed. And so beyond adoption of your Salesforce, speaking of Salesforce, so I understand that, yes, you have built this integration. What else has that helped your business do for Epicor CPQ to be integrated with Salesforce as well as with your ERP?
Yeah, when we were going through the kind of selection process of, hey, we need a configurator, when we got to Epicor, it was like, oh my gosh, we can really design like one configurator that's going to work for our e-commerce platform. It's going to work in Salesforce CPQ, and it's going to work in our ERP. And that allowed us to really focus on perfecting the user experience and then deliver minor tweaks based on the platform, but really kind of the same core user experience across the configurator. That allowed for efficiencies in training, made adoption really easy. And then from the sales team's perspective, it was basically Well, it's the same configurator that I'm using is the same configurator that the customer is going to be using. So that removed a barrier right there to adoption and made it really easy if the sales team was working with the customer to be like, yep, I'm very familiar with this. We actually use the same tool.
And one question here, how important was the integration to Salesforce CRM for you? Was that a key?
Yeah, it is because Salesforce and Salesforce CPQ in particular is where all of our pricing exists today. So all of our pricing contracts with our schools sits there, and that's what determines the pricing that the customer actually sees within the Epicor CPQ configurator. So there had to be really tight integration there. And then for those quotes to come back, it kind of reprices there. So had to be seamless.
Got it. And then I have a couple of questions also concerning how you measure the success of your innovation, right? So because I think graphical user interface is always a fun topic to talk about, right? So, but then it's also like you're not just doing it to look good, you also want to see results. How do you measure the results of this?
Yeah, lots of data.
Yeah.
That was a really important part of our project. We built a work stream specifically to track all of the engagement data that we knew we could get out of the platform, specific to the data you would expect from an e-commerce platform. So we wrote some integrations between that and HCL Commerce to be able to track some specific engagement data related to how the user is going to flow through the configurator. And as you think about traditional configuration, you're kind of flowing through the logical steps of building a desk, building a table, picking out the different finishes and options of building those pieces of furniture. And those are all data points that are useful to manufacturing, to merchandising, to be like, well, how many shades of green or gray do we need? And how many different colors of maple are our customers actually interested in? And those are data points that we kind of never really knew until we were able to track that within CPQ. And today, we have all of that data coming in and really dashboarded and available at our fingertips to look at on a daily basis and really see the trends and patterns of what size chair with what color shell are our customers interested with, what style of glide on the bottom are our customers buying today compared to yesterday compared to last year. One of the things we're most interested in is kind of our annual anniversary date, which will come this fall, to start to get some of that year over year data, because to do all of what we've been talking about here, we had to completely restructure our entire product data model. We took what we had, we threw it out, we started over, and we're really looking forward to having the ability to have year over year comparison data coming this fall.
Excellent. Now I have one more question. So you just mentioned this product structure change, right? So how big of an effort was that? How scary should that be for any potential customer?
Yeah, it shouldn't be scary, but you should start there. We started there before we even knew the word Epicor CPQ. That was the first thing we did. We started there a year before we even started shopping configurators. And we started there based on what we knew our manufacturing requirements were and what we knew our ERP requirements were. And then we said, we're going to need a configurator that can do what our data requirements are. And Epicor aligned perfectly with our data model.
That is, I mean, I totally agree. It's really important to ensure that you have healthy data in place, that it's structured and modeled the way in which you need it for your business to achieve, what it is you're looking to do. So that's great that you started there. Speaking of working with Epicor, I'm curious, how has your experience been? What has the collaboration been like? We've worked together before, and I know you've worked a lot with the Epicor teams. So how has that been?
Yeah, we worked directly with Epicor to do our implementation, which was really great. And in terms of it's fun working with a wide variety of technology partners. Each of them is, uniquely different. And in terms of, you always like to partner with someone that listens to you, collaborates with you, is genuine in terms of implementing your ideas. And from our perspective, we've shared numerous ideas that we've officially submitted into the idea bank, and I think 3 to 4 of them have already been implemented live into production. And for us, that's huge, right? We may not be your number one customer, but you're listening to all of your customers, and that's awesome. Because for us, that's important to our end customers. And to know that you're listening to us and implementing things very rapidly is very cool.
That's always been really important to us, and thank you for mentioning that. Thank you. Also the Epicor Ideas portal, that's where for anybody listening in, anybody, Adam, just as you mentioned, can submit ideas. Those are actually fed directly to our product managers, and we review those ideas. You can vote on them, and then they get added into our product roadmaps. We work with development, and then just as you mentioned, you would see them in the live product. So that's great. I'm glad that you've really taken advantage of that that benefit. So great to hear. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's been great.
When you look forward, what you want to do with the tool, so you have implemented certain things right now. What do you think about using in the future, as far as you can share, obviously?
Yeah, we've got a pretty good roadmap in terms of where we want to be able to go with this. So we started at the single product level for our proprietary furniture lines that we manufacture. We want to extend at the single product level for national brands that we distribute. That's a logical extension. We eventually want to get to add-on accessories. So I have this table, these chairs go with it, start to build out the environment. Then we want to get to full room building. So I would like to build this full classroom, be able to fully freely move everything around. And then, I think the world of, kind of full immersive virtual augmented reality, I feel like there's some things there that will take a little bit longer to get into the education space. But once it does, I think there's some things that will be pretty cool there for our customers to experience what a school remodel could look like in a completely virtual experience before they put a single shovel in the ground.
Excellent. But I have to ask one thing. I know a lot of the sexier topics is like the 3D, the augmented reality, maybe a little bit the virtual reality, right? So, but how important is 2D still for you?
Yeah, 2D is 2D is really important for us in what we have coined internally as like simple configurator. How do you take how do you make shopping faster for things that just require quick color changes, and that's a variation of a product, right? Make the shopping experience easier by leveraging configurator in a 2D space. So we have some opportunity there to accelerate the shopping experience, particularly in the e-commerce space. And we're just kind of doing that natively now in our practices in the merchandising and e-commerce space. And I would say before Epicor, we didn't really have the option to do that. Now we do have the opportunity to just do that.
Got it. And then I have one more question because I was interested when you mentioned this full room experience, right? So from my point of view, I would think of then you also need to have a room planner because you need to have the measurements. You need to know.
Yes.
That's not for everyone potentially, right? So then you would have potentially different audiences where you would say somebody, a designer who works with this regularly can use it, others don't. How do you envision that just very quickly?
Yeah, well, something unique about our business, we offer our customers free design services. So we have room space planners, we have all of those people on our staff. So our vision for this is we would start with typicals, give our customers some easy kind of out of the box rooms to start with. When they get it close enough, click a button, goes to one of those people, and then we start the process of getting it a little bit more real.
Excellent. Love it. Carrie, did you have any more questions?
I think this was great. I don't have any further questions.
Excellent. Then my last question for you, Adam, is what's a good way for interested listeners to contact you in case they have any follow-up questions for you?
Sure. I think the best way to get in touch with me, search for me on LinkedIn. And if you're looking to find out more about School Specialty, schoolspecialty.com.
Perfect. We will have all this information as always in the show notes. Adam and the Epicor team, thank you very much for making time for this special podcast today.
Thank you so much. And just a quick reminder that links to the stories will be in the description. And you can also just learn more about Epicor and Epicor CPQ at epicor.com. And if anybody wants to connect with me, you can find me on LinkedIn at Carrie Jordan. Thank you so much.